Hello and welcome to another edition of Fix 64. I'm Darren Hadley, and today I'm looking at the new Minisforum MS-02 Ultra workstation. So let's unbox this and I will go over its features and ports. And this is boxed a lot like the S1 Max. Whoa, it's a lot heavier than the S1 Max though. Wow. Ugh. Ugh, that's a bulky boy. Okay, let's see what we have here. Standard cable. Sticker again. I need to figure out what those are for. HDMI cable. The puller for the back to pull out the motherboard tray. Looks like that's about it. So let's get it out of that plastic and take a look. Oh wow, that one came with an easy open. Oh man, I can't believe how heavy that is. All right. Very nice looking. Like the color there. And it also has the feet on that side and on the bottom. All right, so the MS-02 Ultra comes in 3 CPU configurations. This one's the Core Ultra 9 285HX, or it also comes in the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX, which is in my Alienware, and Ultra 5 235HX. I think a lot of the main difference is this has the SFP card. It has 4 DDR5 SODIMM slots, and right now everyone's probably wishing for less SODIMM slots. I know I am. And it has a PCIe 5 X16 slot inside with dual slot GPU support, which is cool. And I bought the bare bone version and ordered it when the RAM crisis was kind of just starting. So luckily I had 64 gigabytes of 5600 megahertz already. And I will have to put those on the CPU side of the motherboard. The other two slots, which I believe allow ECC, are on the opposite side. It also has Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. Now, as far as ports go, on the 285HX model anyway, the front has a USB-A 3.2 Gen 2, two USB 4 V2 Type-C 80 gigabit per second ports, 3.5-inch audio jack, and a power button. The back has the PCIe X16 expansion slots right there. Kensington security slot, 3 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, a 10 gigabit Ethernet port, a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, HDMI 2.1, a USB 4 Type-C 40 gigabit per second port, and the two 25 gigabit SFP plus expansion ports. And those are actually a card that's inside a PCIe slot. And of course, in the power input, AC input, looks like the power supply has an off and on too. That's cool. Now this has thumb screws, so it's probably easier to get into. So let's put some RAM and a SSD in it and go from there. Okay, let me loosen these two thumb screws. They're kind of tight. And it gives a warning on the back as well that you don't want to turn this upside down and let it fall. I don't know if we need this for this one. I believe it'll just... See, these have arrows on them. Yeah, you just pull. Very nice. Okay. So inside we have our 25 gigabit SFPs card. Power supply. Here's the X16 slot. Looks a lot like the ones on the motherboards that Minisforum makes. And another PCIe slot right there. Yeah, you could put a dual slot card, and then it has 8-pin PCIe power cable. Just turn it over. And here, I believe, are the ECC slots. Or you can just put regular, but you have to fill the front ones first. Wi-Fi card, NVMe, and another NVMe. Okay, I'm playing around with it. I just removed 2 screws from here and here. Oop, that's a cover. There's the heat sink and fan. Now, I think our SODIMMs are under this heatsink here. So, let me try to remove that. This is one compact system. Okay, there's another screw, so I'm going to take slider out and undo this card. Take those rubber pieces off. There we go. That's what the SFP card's like. And that was a full-size slot too. Okay, and then this. There we go. Left the plastic on there because you have to put the RAM in. So that's awesome. But yeah, there's our two DIMM slots, SODIMM slots. So there's our two SODIMM slots, and I will just plop those in there, take the plastic off. Looks like I took the whole standoff out here. There we go. And I'm going to put that standoff back. Alright, let's put our crucial in. This is the last of the crucial. I never see it again. Boy, this thing is tight. I can't even get my fingers in it. Yeah, if you don't need to buy this bare bone, don't. Okay, I finally got that one in. I had to use 2 fingers. RAM's not going to work when I'm done with it. There we go. That was fun. There we go. And I gotta weave it under the wires here. Okay. And yeah, those are some nice thermal pads. Okay. Hopefully I read that right, that those are where they go, because wow, that's, it would be so much nicer just to put a couple in these slots. And also, if you've seen that I have this on, I'm going into surgery in a couple of days and I had to leave this on. This thing is so tight. I don't really want to push down on it if it's not lined up. There. And it goes in there. Cool. Looks like it's on. That was fun. SSD 1 and 2. I thought it said it could take up to 4. Okay, so I'm going to put it in this one. Okay, so we're just going to put that in. If it's, I don't know if I read, what I read was true. Supposedly one's 4 and one's 1. But we'll see. I mean, I can tell once I'm in there. And it's easy to just take the cover off really quick and change it. That's one thing that's easy to change on this thing. Turn it up. Okay. Well, that was fun. Yeah, big sausage fingers. That's a difficult one to work in. All right, let's take this to the test desk and install Windows on the new drive and see what this thing can do. Okay, there is the MS-02 Ultra, and I am going to install Windows on the new drive inside it. I also found out that I kind of read more about it, that the other 2 NVMe slots there are 4 are actually right on the SFP card. So it's like a PCIe add-on. So that's interesting. Anyway, let's fire this up. And I've got the Windows USB in there. And it probably needs to train memory. There we go. And it went into the BIOS. Cool. Intel Core Ultra 9285HX, 64 gigs of RAM. Memory frequency is only 4400. Okay, let's try this out. I really hope that is the Windows stick. Let me turn it on again. This may not be the Windows stick, though. I needed to mark my USB drives. Yeah, that's not Windows. Okay, apparently I found a USB stick. I don't know if it's my good one, but it looks like it's working. Yes. Here's the 2 terabyte. And install. There we go. Okay, once I'm in Windows, I will be right back. And checking for updates. Minisforum MS-02 Ultra. Such an original name. Okay, we're into Windows. It looks like the storage is seen. The RAM I installed is seen. Everything's looking good. So I want to eventually test this out, maybe benchmark. I want to try an eGPU probably in the front ports, the V280. Try the Core X V2. That'd be a good one. And I would like to do some AI benchmarks, stuff like that. So stay tuned. It won't be for a little while. I have a surgery and I won't probably be around for a month or so. Anyway, I'd like to thank all my viewers and subscribers. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And if you want to know when the next video is out, please click the bell button. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.